All right, good evening. It's 10:30 and the news has just started. Good evening and welcome to NewsLine on Metro TV. We're live on DSTV channel 277. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Metro News and also on Twitter at Metro TV GH. My name is Moro Awudu. Coming up this evening on NewsLine, minority in Parliament vow to get to the bottom of matters surrounding President Akufo-Addo's cost of travels, as Finance Minister calls demands for extra time to answer questioning. And also, Kenneth Kaunda, Zambia's first president and one of the last of the generation of African leaders who fought colonialism, has died aged 97. We'll speak with a Zambian-based politician and a Pan-Africanist on the legacy of the head of the left-leaning United National Independent Party. NewsLine is always brought to you by Delta Paper, that's producers of Flora disposable tissue. NewsLine will be right back.
Do not drop that winners. The fight is still on. Constant disinfection is still very pivotal in the fight against COVID-19. Call and expect today on 020-300-4055 or 050-126-5426 to ensure your space is disinfected.
Blood gives life. Blood is very important. Let's donate blood to save lives. On Saturday, June 19th, 2021, Metro TV, Original TV, and Original FM humbly invite you to be part of blood donation exercise at the premises of Metro TV, close to Alisa Hotel on Dr. Isert Street at North Ridge in Accra. The exercise will start at 7 o'clock in the morning. It is in commemoration of the World Blood Donation Day. Join us save lives as we donate blood for the Blood Bank. This exercise is in partnership with Blue Skies, Pharma Nova, manufacturers of 3-First Serum, #1 builder of blood cells.
There's a place for people like you.
Welcome back to the program. Now, the appearance of Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta in Parliament today was much anticipated, particularly because of the questioning expected from the North Tongue Member of Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, to Mr. Ofori-Atta. The question seeks details on how much President Akufo-Addo spent when he rented a private jet for a 9-day official trip to France, Belgium, and South Africa. Well, Parliament has rescheduled the questioning by Mr. Ablakwa to the Finance Minister. The Minority Leader, Harry Nadrisu, who is also a member of the Business Committee, explained that the Finance Minister had requested for more time.
Mr. Speaker, my issue is that the provisional standing order paper, Mr. Speaker, for today had my question prominently listed. But coming to the House today and looking at the order paper for today, the question that was advertised for the Minister responsible for finance on the cost of the President's recent travels to France, Belgium, and South Africa is conspicuously missing from today's order paper. And Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering what is the cause of this rather strange development. That's why I'm on my feet, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, your question is not before me anyway. Anyway, leadership, you...
Well, Speaker, for what I know, it's a Speaker who admits question, and then when the questions are admitted and answers are ready, they are accordingly advertised. So I could make a reasonable deduction, and it's a fair deduction to make. Now, probably the answers are not read, that is why it is not captured. So the honourable member may want to find out from the Speaker's office why the question was not advertised. That should be.
Yes, minority leadership. Any?
Mr. Speaker, the business committee met this morning. Sincerely, I couldn't take part in the meeting. I understand that the matter was discussed and the minister has asked for a rescheduling of the question. So the question, I would engage my colleague. As I said, indeed, the Honorable Dr. Senator tried to reach me when she meeting, but I was held up in another discussion. So the Honorable Ablaka, I'll persuade you that the question will be rescheduled and the Minister of Finance will come and respond to it, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Very well.
In a related development, the minority in Parliament has vowed to get to the bottom of matters surrounding President Akufo-Addo's cost of travels, even as the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, is demanding for extra time to answer an urgent question from the Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa.
The business statement that was read last week, Thursday, as you do know, programmed the questions for Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday for the Minister responsible for Defense and Thursday for the Minister responsible for Finance. Yesterday's provisional order paper, a copy of which I have here, at page 21, the Minister responsible for Finance was expected in the House today to respond to the question on the cost of the presidential travels. When we arrived in Parliament today, upon obtaining my copy of the order paper for today, I realized that instead of two urgent questions, only one urgent question, standing in the name of our leader, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, had been scheduled for today. So I promptly called the table office and I was told that the Honorable Minister responsible for Finance has requested for more time from Parliament. Now, we do not know exactly when the question will be scheduled. But what we know for certain is that our resolve to pursue this matter is unwavering. We will continue with dogged determination in the interest of accountability, in the interest of good governance, in the interest of protecting the public purse and protecting scarce national resources in this difficult time of austerity, in the midst of a pandemic which has had debilitating consequences on the economy and on the general well-being of Ghanaians.
Now, a human rights court has given the National Communications Authority the green light to charge the Media Foundation for West Africa an amount of 1,500 cedis for requesting information from the state agency through the Right to Information Act. And here is a report filed by Shadrach Odamejari.
Now, today, the court has given its judgment, and it is also part of our efforts at testing the law, because it was around the issue of fees that NCA said we should pay this amount of money, which is about 2,000 Ghana cedis.
The Media Foundation for West Africa, which was seeking information on some radio stations in Ghana, dragged the National Communication Authority to court for demanding an amount of 2,000 Ghana cedis before the information could be released. The Media Foundation prayed the court to scrap the fee payment and declare the 2,000 Ghana cedis as unlawful, unreasonable, unfair, and a violation of its constitutional and fundamental right to access information. But the legal team of the National Communications Authority argued that the information sought via the Right to Information law was not readily available and would have to be searched for. While giving its ruling, the High Court held that the information being sought by the Media Foundation for West Africa was in the public interest and that the specific legal framework in force governing access to information in the country must override general provisions of law upon which various state institutions operate. The High Court, however, did not scrap the fees as the plaintiffs had requested, except to order the National Communications Authority to reduce the 2,000 cedis fee to 1,500 cedis. Journalist and legal practitioner Samson Ladi Anyenini spoke on the ruling.
And it should do so at the cost of 1,500 instead of the 2,000 that NCA was demanding. And the court said, at the moment, the law requires Parliament to determine the fees to be charged for the information that comes with fees. Now, the law requires that when you apply for information, and the information you are applying for, if it is information in the public interest, no fees should be paid. It should be supplied to you free of charge.
Well, the Executive Secretary of the Right to Information Commission, Yao Sapong Boateng, has explained that the fee involved in requesting for information is not intended to make profit for the Commission, but to cover its cost. There's more in this report by Shadrach Odamejari.
The law is clear that the fees that are to be charged are to be for the reproduction of that information, and it's obviously not for profit. Companies will charge, if companies are to charge in the absence of parliamentary fees, it must be limited to the reproduction. For instance, if I want to make photocopies, what are the costs of photocopies? How many sheets are involved? Whatever fee that I'm coming up with should be commensurate to the reproduction of that information. Yes, the court determination of today, I believe, is in the circumstances the court considers as reasonable, that it actually offered 1,500 cedis for the reproduction of that information. Yes, I'm not able to tell the facts that were before the court, but I believe that when our courts come up with decisions, we also have the opportunity to review it and decide whether or not to settle for it or to go on a further appeal.
Kenneth Kaunda, Zambia's first president and one of the last of the generation of African leaders who fought colonialism, has died aged 97. Kaunda was admitted to a military hospital in the capital, Lusaka, on Monday, suffering from pneumonia. His aides say he did not have COVID-19. Now, in the 1950s, Kaunda was a key figure in what was then the Northern Rhodesia's independence movement from Britain. He became president following independence in 1964. Joining us via Zoom, all the way from the capital city, Lusaka, is a Zambian citizen and a Pan-Africanist. That's Mainda Simata, to help us gauge the mood in the country and what basically the citizens are saying on the back of this very tragic and sad event. Thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you, and good evening to you.
Right. Now, certainly an oak tree, a big one indeed, has fallen. Can you tell us how the citizens have been reacting to the news?
Thank you. Well, there's a mixed reaction. Of course, there's a reaction, the normal reaction of grief. There's also a reaction of shock. Not many anticipated that the founding father of this nation will die. But of course, it's expected. Those of us who've been following for the past 2 years, we know he hasn't been in health. So there is basically an atmosphere of grief and others of celebration, because the others are saying the man has played his part on the global and Pan-African platform, and it's up to the young generation of him to try and fit into his shoes. But basically the mood is one of somberness, it's one of grief, it's one of silence, and the president of Zambia, 21 days of national mourning, as well as our neighboring country, Botswana, has also declared 7 days of national mourning.
Right. Now, you look at him, he's the father of the nation, he's the founder of the country. How much of a blow is his death to Zambia?
It's a very big blow. It's a very big blow because Kenneth Kaunda is, of course, like you've said, he's the last of his generation. His peers are the Mandelas, the Samora Machels, the Sasere Sekamas, and the rest, the Julius Nyereres. And his leaving or his departure from the world political scene is really a big blow, because he leaves a very huge vacuum, a vacuum of latter-day politicians who are not ideologically grounded. These are politicians who don't have any sense of Pan-Africanism, and they don't embody the values that he embodied. Kenneth Kaunda embodied the values of selfless service, of solidarity, of humanism, of social justice, and internationalism. And you could see this because he's one person who insisted that human beings be at the center of everything. The organization of any society must be meant to ensure to say that it provides for the needs of human beings, basic amongst them education and healthcare, which ensures to say that they are free and available to each and every citizen. On the international stage, on the solidarity stage, on the stage of solidarity, he organized the frontline states, which contributed to the independence of South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique, as well as Angola. These are frontline states which he hosted in Zambia, right, at great cost to the Zambian economy, at great cost to the political scene. So it's really a big blow, and it's one that will be recoiling from for many years to come, because we don't just have his caliber. We would have to groom other African leaders, young leaders especially, to fit and try or fit in his shoes.
Right. I mean, you were right when you said it, that he's the last of the leaders who were at the forefront of the colonial struggle. And so then my question is, what does this mean for the struggle? I mean, at least symbolically, which is obviously metamorphosed now into what we call new colonialism. Symbolically, what does that mean?
Well, like I said, his departure is leaving a great gap politically, because you understand that his generation was the generation that was grounded on ideology. They were Pan-Africanists, they were visionary, they knew where Africa was and where it wanted to go. But nowadays, the common ideology that you seem to have cutting across all nations, doesn't matter what the political parties' ideologies they hold. Most African leaders, most African states, and most youths in this young continent, the basic ideology that they have is materialism. Get rich at all costs, make it for yourself, and to hell with the nation. So basically, we are railing from a gap in the political sphere, not just locally in Zambia, but also Africa-wide, because we do not know if we can really groom leaders that can exemplify the kind of leadership that Kenneth Kaunda exemplified, of selfless leadership, integrity, and morality.
Right. Now, we do know that apart from forming Zambia, or he actually founding Zambia, he has also founded a political party. What does the future of that party look like? I know that party is already in the position, but without Kenneth Kaunda, what lies ahead of that political party? Do you know?
Well, the party that he founded, the United National Independence Party, has been dead a long time. And when I say dead, I mean so, literally dead, because he embodied, he personified that party from way back as 1964. And when he gave way to democracy in 1991, the party began a downward slide. And in 1996, when the party boycotted elections, that was basically the end of it. Keke also departed from the party. They of course, they tried to put in somebody to replace him. And right now, his son, Tilienji, is leading the party. But basically, it's a dead party, and it's coming back.
All right.
Because the history of parties, in any case, in Zambia's case, is that they don't really recover. So that has been dead a long time.
Okay.
And it's up to us to form parties that can continue to push that legacy.
Okay. I want to thank you very much, Mainda Simata. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsline on Metro TV. Take care. He's a citizen of Zambia and also Pan-African. He's talking to Newsline on Metro TV. That's all the way from Lusaka in Zambia. Now, the largest agriculture-related university in Hungary has opened a recruitment agency in Accra. Now, the office will serve as first point of contact to Ghanaian students who wish to study in Hungary by providing assistance to them. Now, the coordinator of the Hungary-trained scholars, Dr. Lawrence Tete, tells Metro News this is certainly a great opportunity for Ghanaian students.
The largest agriculture-related university in Hungary has opened a recruitment agency in Accra. The office will serve as first point of contact to Ghanaian students who wish to study in Hungary by providing assistance and guidance on the application process and available courses. At a presser in Accra, the Hungarian High Commissioner to Ghana, His Excellency Andras Szabo, announced the opening of a recruitment agency in Accra to help Ghanaian students further their education in the field of agriculture.
Education and agriculture, we find it very, very important as two ways of cooperation, and the combination of it that we can we might see young Ghanaians studying on the biggest European agric-related university, and then bringing back to Ghana this very significant knowledge in the future.
The international coordinator of Hungary-trained scholars that since Ghana is an agrarian community, this comes as a great opportunity for Ghanaian students to take advantage of.
Once your passport is genuine and your birth certificate is genuine and is genuine, you will get a Hungarian visa.
Rector for Hungarian University of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Professor Dr. Csaba Gyurikza, mentioned that students can also apply for a scholarship.
We opened this office to that more student, young people, provided by the government, Stipendium Hungariacum scholarship program, which provides scholarship for Ghanaian young people.
The Hungarian University of Agriculture and Life Sciences is a university of technology in Hungary.
President Akufo-Addo on Thursday commissioned the new factory of Premium Foods Limited. That's a company operating under government's One District, One Factory initiative. Now, speaking at the site of the factory, located at Kwaso in the Ejiso municipality of the Ashanti region, the president explained that the establishment of the factory shows that the government's commitment to promoting a business-friendly environment in the country.
Pleased to learn that this new factory is generating some 120 new jobs made up of technical and management professionals, and is creating thousands and thousands of indirect income earning opportunities for farmers and outgrowers along the value chain, mainly women and youth in all parts of the country. Government remains committed to supporting private sector operators like Premium Foods to become globally competitive and thereby take advantage of market integration frameworks such as the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, whose secretariat has been established and commissioned in Accra. To this end, government, as of December 2020, has granted import duty exemptions to 36 companies under the 1D1F program, amounting to some 435 million cedis. The main sectors that have Benefited from the exemptions are agro-processing, ceramics manufacturing, hardware manufacturing, and vehicle assembly plants. Prospective companies desirous of establishing such ventures under the 1D1F initiative are assured of government's unwavering support, and I appeal to them to join hands with government in the journey to industrialize Mother Ghana.
And this is where we draw the curtain on tonight's edition of Newsline. But before I go, a quick recap of the major stories. The minority in Parliament is vowing to get to the bottom of matters surrounding President Akufo-Addo's cost of travels, as Finance Minister calls demands for extra time to answer questions. And also Kenneth Kaunda, Zambia's first president and one of the last of the generation of African leaders who fought colonialism, has died aged 97. We spoke to a Zambian-based politician and a Pan-Africanist on the legacy of the head of the left-leaning party in Zambia. NewsLine is always brought to you by Delta Paper, producers of disposable Flora tissue. My name is Moro Audu.